March 11th, 2019.
Episode 1.
Maan Farms.
So we should start with introductions?
Sure.
Okay, I'll go first. So my name is Amir. Amir Man. I'm the eldest son, younger brother. Or this is the younger brother, I'm older. And so what do I do here? I'm operations manager. I do marketing, haunted cormets. Should I be looking to the camera? Doesn't matter, right? It's just recording us. So haunted cormets, marketing, agritourism, management, farming. What else? It's pretty much my main bread and butters. Some of the retail, but not much. But yeah, main thing is haunted cormets, agritourism, and farming, and marketing. 4 main things. So that's what I do here. A bit about me. I'm 26. After I did my BBA in agriculture management, did 2 years in UFE here, and then 6 months in Den Bosch in Netherlands, and another 2 years back here to finish off on business side of things. So first I did farming, 6 months in Netherlands, more with agriculture business related. Came back and did another 2 years in UFE for a business, which is pretty hard to finish, but finished that off. And then what else did I do? I've been farming pretty much my entire life. Grew up around tractors and equipment. I've always been interested into agriculture. Getting married next year. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. So my name's Gaurav, man. I'm the youngest sibling of 4 here. I am in charge. Well, I kind of got thrown into it, but I'm in charge of the wine aspect of the business. The winery started in 2012, 2013. Before that, I was kind of into the farming, helping out with our berry stand, etc. And been doing the winery side of things for about 6 years now. It's gone really well. That's kind of my passion. What I like. My passion is probably in sales and management, but I channel that through the wine side of things because I like to build a team and like to do sales. And then obviously there's a lot of production involved, so I spend probably about 50% on production and 50% on sales. In terms of my background, I'm going to graduate this year. Could have graduated in 2017, but I'm graduating this year with my BBA in economics. I'm 24 years old. Recently I just traveled. I like traveling a lot. I went to Cape Town, went to Australia, went to Tokyo, been to Europe, been to China, so I've been to some cool places. It's one of my passions. I want to get more into skydiving. I went skydiving in Cape Town.
This guy's wild.
So there's actually a skydive Vancouver in Abbotsford, Gladwin Road. So
do research.
I'm probably gonna start that up and get my AFF, which
what is that?
Accelerated flying something.
And you gonna skydive for a living?
I can skydive by myself anywhere in the world for $25.
That's it.
That's it. But it's like a $2,600 course.
Yeah.
But I can skydive solo for like $25.
Yeah, but obviously the business is probably gonna charge money on top of it.
No, that's it. The guy in Cape Town literally told me, he's like, he like hyped it. He's like, you're perfect for skydiving, this, that, and I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, and then he's like in Vancouver, because he was like a full sponsored athlete.
Yeah.
And he's like in Vancouver, there's like a skydive center where you can get like your certification and stuff.
Yeah, but so when you went to that business in Cape Town, obviously they charged a fee for taking you up there, setting you up, renting their equipment. But then there was another fee that you have to pay to this national global organization, a skydiving organization, that it's extra. But now after you finish your certification, it'll only be $25. Is that how it works or what?
So basically, when I went for the skydiving in Cape Town, there was a fee for the actual skydive.
Yeah.
I think it was like $150, $200. But on top of that, you pay for pictures and stuff. So that was the majority. Honestly, the pictures and stuff was the majority because another guy has to jump with you.
Yeah.
But once I'm certified, I can jump by myself. I mean, from what I know, I haven't done a lot of research, but the course is 3 levels to jump tandem, and then you have to jump another 15 times to become a solo skydiver. So, it's cool. And
15 times.
Yeah, something like that. It's $2,600.
For the entire 15 times or something.
Yeah,
You're saying. Okay,
yeah.
that's chill.
Yeah, it's decent.
That's chill.
Yeah.
You should start making one on Instagram for that.
Maybe.
Or Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the point here? Why are we recording a podcast, dude?
I don't know. I feel like, in my perspective, it's a good way to get content out there. The way that I consume podcasts is while I'm doing other things. So I don't have to spend my full attention while gaining value and being educated.
Yeah.
Like when I'm doing wine work, I have headphones on and listen to like Tim Ferriss or Tony Robbins or Gary Vee.
Passive audio, it's a big thing.
Exactly. Or
Yeah.
I'm like driving on my truck and I'm listening to whatever, right? So that's what I think.
No, literally.
Yeah.
How I came up on Gary Vaynerchuk, it's marketing guy, for anybody that doesn't know, is through passive audio, is through podcasts. I think I watched one of his videos, the video that he goes, okay, after high school, what are you supposed to do? And I'm pretty sure Harvard sent it to me, one of my friends. And ever since then, I kind of looked him up on Instagram, and he was hype, like psychotic. And I always knew that we needed to get into marketing. That's when we got rid of our marketing manager, right? And so then I looked into that a bit, and he hyped me up to just do it. Literally just do it like Shia LaBeouf says. And then I got into it, and I started listening to his podcast, and I listened to him when I was working the website, when I'd take care of... I remember because it was wintertime 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and I had to take care of the goats, and I always had just my phone tucked into my pocket right here. Listen to it on podcast. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I think, yeah, podcasts are passive videos, different way to consume content like you're saying. But I think if you take a step back, it'd be cool after like 30 years to say, shit, okay, I tried it.
No, 100%.
Right?
Yeah,
and like see what happens, and there'll be audio or recording somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is what it was, this is what I was thinking then, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is in regards to me. It's like, yo, we actually tried it, and this is something that's going on, especially because we consume it all the time, and our attention's there. So like, you know, trying it ourselves is something cool to see what it'll be and what it looks like. I don't really have like big aspirations or where this is gonna go, even if it's just on our personal brands or obviously it'll be on Maan Farms Instagram. But like letting people know this is what we're doing, just recording on a weekly basis or however often it is, you know, something that to share our journey with, right, and kind of record it for later on is what I'm saying. So it's kind of selfish reasons. I think maybe the more community reasons would be to obviously provide value. So everybody always asks like, yo, what kind of strawberries are these? Where do they come from? How do you grow them? And then all my friends are like, you know, how did you do the haunted gourmets? Or holy shit, there's so many people here. Like, what happened or what's going on? And I don't know about you, but I don't mind giving away free content or free information about like how we set up a haunted gourmets or how we 100%. Did this. Because like 99.99% of people are not going to do shit about it.
No,
literally
they're not.
won't do
They're
anything
not.
about
And
it.
if they do, it makes you feel good too.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe you're helping somebody, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of it, every year that they do it, we're doing it at the same time. So they still have to go through all the hurdles that we have to go through. It doesn't matter.
It's
Anybody comes to your business, it's not easy, exactly.
Yeah.
Staying consistent and doing it and working on it is just like how you get ahead. But as other people are doing it, they try to get ahead. But if you're doing it at the same time, you're just going to keep moving further down the line as well.
Yeah.
So it's just relative in my perspective in regards to helping people out. They'll try it, they'll start it. Just like if anybody else were to help us out, and like, you know, say Vala's big farm that we know, or the people that they were talking about at the convention the other day.
Yeah.
They're so far ahead, and we learn from them. But it's like, you know, it takes time to get to where they are.
100%.
Right?
And it gives you motivation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's no end.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it in regards to why I want to do this. I don't really have a direction in regards to what are we going to talk about, how often we're going to talk about, when we're going to talk about it. But something, obviously, having a little bit of consistency would be good.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah, to continue on your point, my friends and I, they have like 4 friends, Grataj, Dappy, and Manny. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes we sit down, like we'll go to some random place, and we just sit and talk, and have like a beer and sit and talk for like 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, obviously.
About random shit, right?
Yeah,
And then in my head, like in the back of my head, I'm like, we could record this.
Well, yeah,
it
for
could
sure.
it could give that random person value.
No, definitely.
Right? And I kept bringing this up to my friends, right? They didn't want to do it.
Uh-huh.
Like, I was even pushing this on one of my friends the other day, and he didn't want to do it, so I'm like, screw it. I was thinking of, before Josh left, I was thinking of getting him to start podcasting.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of into that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
he is.
But he left. Right?
Yeah,
so,
he ended up leaving. Yeah.
So that's whatever.
For sure.
But I agree with that point for sure. It's like, you're having the conversation. You're not being paid for the time where you're just having it. But if you can record it, it's another way to kind of monetize your time or kind of add value.
For sure.
While you're doing nothing.
Definitely.
You know what I
From
mean?
a business perspective.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
And then you can record it and you can go back on that recording and be like, okay, I said this one time and I can look back on it. Oh, I remember it, right?
Yeah.
And it's almost like journaling because you're gonna, like you said, you're gonna look at it like 30 years ago before you tried this.
Exactly.
Like, shit, I look like that. Or like, that's what I was talking about then.
I bet you a lot of people think about that.
Yeah.
You know? I bet a lot of people think about that. And like how you thinking about recording with your friends.
Yeah.
Obviously, because you're consumed by podcasts, you're thinking about that. Obviously, everybody else aspires to do that too. But I think people don't want to put themselves out there.
No, 100%.
And do things like that and get in front of a camera. And not just relative. Some people don't. Some people like writing. Some people like, through podcasts where there's no video aspect. Some people like the video aspect. It's just like, when you hear your own voice kind of cringe? Same type of thing.
100%. 100%.
Same type of thing.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to get into podcasts for like last 2 years, and the reason why we're getting into it now is literally because of Jason. So Jason is the person who's behind the camera and by the laptop. Yeah. So he came in, had the conversation, like, what are you doing? What are you up to? And he just like started talking about podcasts. And because I've always wanted to get into it, I was able to hold the conversation. But that's like 2 years of me thinking about doing it. And that's how we got to it now, through that process. So this is the first episode, first recording, monumental moment in a perspective. Maybe in 3 years it'll be kind of like, yo, look at us, we were idiots, starting this.
Yeah.
But who knows? It's just something to try, right? I don't like pondering. I'm happy that we're actually trying, and see what happens, right? Exactly. Why not? Is the main topic or main point to get across. Why not?
Yeah.
Anyways, so like, what's next?
What's next? I don't know. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about your day? You want to talk about what's happening in this week? What's going on? Or do you want to just like shoot shit?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
Pick a topic.
You want to talk about? You can do like weekend. Like,
oh, hold on. So you talked about what you do, right?
Yeah.
Who you are.
Yeah.
What we're doing, how we're getting to podcasting. How about we talk about what your goal is as an individual and for the company? Because a lot of people are always interested in like, yo, what is Maan Farms? Or what are you guys doing? Or holy shit, you guys have goat yoga, you guys have this. Like, obviously goat yoga isn't the end goal, right? So there's a point here. Either it's to make $100 million or it's to like, have a wine company. Or it's to be whatever it is. You said build a team. That was something important that you said.
Yeah.
So what's your goal in both those perspectives?
Well, in terms of goals, I honestly just like saying shit and to see if I can live up to it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like in terms of, for example, like a year ago, the year before last year, so 2 years ago, we sold... 3 years ago, the whole calendar year, we sold 6,000 bottles.
Sure.
Roughly. And then randomly, Sam, in the office, she was like, double it.
Yeah.
And like the year before, we just kind of like increased by 50%. So
yeah.
she's like, double it. So I'm like, shit, like, okay, but the goal is 12,000. And I got to 11,858.
That's pretty good.
Right?
Yeah.
And then this year,
so you pretty much hit your goal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you hit your goal if you're
rounding. Like the last weekend of the year, I went to Mexico. So if I didn't go to Mexico, I would have hit the goal.
Yeah,
right?
So true.
Right? So who cares? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then Laurent's like, we need to go 40% per year.
It's a good balance.
So he was like, okay, 12,000 times 40%, that's 16,800.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, okay. By November.
Doesn't it get easier though? Because you're always, literally all you do is not literally, but you're gathering accounts and you're selling to those accounts. So doesn't it just get easier for you?
It does. It does get easier, but you're also, the more accounts you have, the more, you're spreading yourself apart more.
More maintenance it is?
There's more maintenance and more resources you need to kind of make those accounts happy.
Yeah, obviously.
Right?
Obviously.
There's an approach where you can like make every account happy, which is a lot harder than what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make the most important accounts happy.
Well, yeah, no, that's smart.
Right? But anyways, to continue, Laurent's like, okay, increased by 40%. End of October, I was at like, we're 16,800 was the 40%.
Yeah.
Right? So at end of October, I was at like 13,000 something. And we've never sold that much. Like, we never sold like...
End of October 2018, you're saying?
Yeah, end of October 2018, we're at like... yeah, I'd say 12,800 to 13,000, right?
So you're telling a story here.
So,
okay, yeah.
Anyways, I'm talking about my goal, okay?
Yeah. About 2018.
About 2018.
Yes.
So in November and December, I was supposed to sell like 5,000 bottles. I'm like, this is impossible, right? So in November, I sold 1,200, right? And for some crazy reason, in December, I sold 3,100 and something.
Yeah, that's a shit ton.
Right?
I remember you were so busy in December.
Yeah, so I was telling myself I can't accomplish this, but because I set that goal,
yeah,
I felt like I was accountable for that goal, and it
yeah,
happened.
for
You know?
sure.
So that's in terms of goal. In terms of, that's like a monetary goal. In terms of like a self-fulfilling goal, I would like to be like, a owner versus an operator. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to get people to run my business for me.
Is there a difference?
There's difference.
What's your
Operator, you're here day to day.
Yeah.
Owner, you can just make phone calls and solve problems. You know, like, you know how you were saying is like, you want to be able to work on what you want to work on.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like that's what an owner can do.
You want other people to work on your other stuff?
Yeah. But like that.
So you want to scale the business?
Scale the business.
What
right?
business? This business?
This business and the business as a whole. Right? This business, the winery side of things is going to become its own business.
Yeah, obviously.
Like,
it already is.
Yeah, it's a 6-figure company on its own.
Yeah.
And it's hopefully going to become a 7-figure business within the next few years.
Yeah.
Right? If it grows 40% per year. Right? So I'm trying to get there. And like, yeah, just hiring employees to do new things and just seeing what happens.
Yeah. Well, I think that you should have your own marketing. What do you call page on Instagram and on Facebook?
Yeah.
But the person who has to run it has to be you.
Yeah.
I'll help you manage it. Like, don't you know what just happened with Goat Yoga?
No, yeah, she made her own account.
No, I made it.
Oh, you made it.
I made the whole account.
Yeah.
Oh, Delina made it.
Yeah.
Well, Delina and I set everything up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we set it up. And that's the exact same plan that we could do for Maan Farms wine or Man's wine or berry wine or fruit wine or whatever you want to call the handle. And then I'll set it up. We'll get it going. We'll give free wine away. We'll get people on top of it. And all you'll have to do is like post a picture daily, right? Or post a picture 3 times a day, like you told me when we were sitting in New York. You remember that? Don't you post a picture 3 times a day every single day? So I started posting pictures 3 times a day every single day.
Yeah.
And then see it grow. And then as you'll stay consistent with posting it, regardless of how shitty the content is, and how good the content is, how good you're supposed to, you'll learn from that experience. And like, you'll learn from the shitty post, you learn from the good post, and that will just give you knowledge that you don't know of because you're practicing it. People sit and talk about, oh, social media should be like this, social media should be like that. They do not practice it at all. Like 0%. Like 0%. I haven't met another person within AFTMA, North America's Farmers Direct Marketing Association, that posts as much as I do. I know like 1 or 2 people that do. But that's it. Literally out of 500 members.
Yeah.
600 members.
Yeah.
They all have their own businesses, all multi-million-dollar businesses. No one posts.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah.
It's also because the demographics a bit older.
It's true.
But still.
Yeah. It doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean you can't.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm down. The biggest hurdle I've seen in my brain is just like, it's a mental hurdle. It's not even, it's just like, I'm not the best. Like pictures. You know, like that's the thing. It sounds stupid.
Yeah, but I wasn't the best either.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah. All I think I need is structure. Right? I need to know, like, I
had zero structure in your entire life.
I'm working on it, okay? You see my room is clear, it's clean now.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I need structure. Like, I need, okay. Like, I don't need to be like, okay, do this now. I need to be like, okay, I need to get these things done today.
Mm-hmm.
And like posting or taking pictures, that can happen throughout my day.
Yeah, it doesn't have to all be like, okay, this time.
Yeah.
It can be anytime you want. But
Yeah.
you have to stick like, a good thing, because okay, what happened with Maan Farms? I know you remember. We were in New York in that freaking shitty ass dingy basement. I don't know why we stayed there. Remember that? It was so freaking cold. We had to walk like an hour to get to the train station. Literally 40 minutes from the train station, we had to walk to where we wanted, and we're freezing. I remember I wrapped the whole thing around my head. That's when we went to Connecticut. No, we went to Cincinnati. Where the hell did we go?
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Went to Connecticut, then we ended up going to New York on the way. We went with what was his name? Burke. What was his name? Who? Remember that white guy that we hung out with? Remember he was part of Naftagon? He worked for Bob's Corn Maze? Burke?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you do. Remember we went to his freaking cousin's party or something?
Oh, he was at Bob's Corn Maze.
Yeah. What's his name?
I don't know.
I talked to him on Snapchat sometimes. He still looks lit.
No, he's lit.
Yeah, anyways, so we went with him to New York to that one place, but it was freaking freezing.
Yeah.
And then to save some money, because we spent all our money on the freaking MSG Arena, it was like $600 a ticket just to get into the NBA game. We stayed a little bit further away from like New York Center, but if we ever go back to New York, you have to stay in the middle. Anyways, when we're sitting there, like taking it easy, because literally that's all we did, you're like, I talked about Gary Vee, and that's when I was getting into it. You're like, I was like, Gary Vee wants us to post 3 times a day, every single day. He's like, yeah, do it. You said you would do it. You're retarded. Like, let's just do it. You had no clue what you were saying.
Why not?
You didn't know what you're talking about.
Why not?
So I started posting every single day, 3 times a day. And that's how I learned. I used to post the shittiest stuff. I used to get like 1, 2 likes. I'm like, is Instagram broken? Like, what's going on? It used to be just trash. And some stuff I'd post to get like 300 likes. Right?
Yeah.
So anybody that knew that comes onto the team, to catch them up to speed, to kind of get them into the understanding of what I know in regards to what works for our social media, I made like a patterns. So I looked at all the last year of all of our insights, because Instagram gives the insights on what did well and what didn't do well if you have a business account. And like I found the patterns in between those posts. So like the top post that always does well is a post about our family. Either it's me in there, you in there, mom or dad, right? Those always do the best because people love our brand, right? Number 2, the posts that do the well, guess what it is?
Goats.
Yeah.
100%.
It's goats, 100% goats.
Yeah.
And the posts that do really well, but we don't post as much about them, but wine does really well too, right? Because a lot of people are in the demographic of, young moms that are into drinking wine when the kids go to sleep or whatever it is. So after you understand those patterns, you know exactly what to post or tell your demographic about.
Yeah.
Because you might think that, okay, our demographic is a female mom within this age group, lives in this area, but they have so many interests, and why are they following Maan Farms? Those patterns help you understand that.
Yeah.
But you learn those patterns after a period of doing it.
Yeah.
That's the only way you learn it. You learn hashtags after doing it.
Yeah.
I've been posting hashtag Maan Farms at the bottom of every single photo for the last 2 years. We have like 4,000 photos of just hashtag Maan Farms. If you look at Maan Farms, like that's what comes up. People who search Maan Farms on Instagram, majority of those pictures come up.
That's cool.
Right? It's a cool just like an inventory of people looking at us, but that just comes through time and doing it. So just to say like, I need structure, it'll kind of develop by itself.
That's cool. No, right? I should try. I need to do it. To touch on something you said, it's interesting. I've thought about it a little bit. You've ever thought about how like we've been doing agritourism for like how long? Like 6 years?
Well, when we came back from NAFTA 2015 is when we really got into it. But mom and dad started doing it in like 2007, 2008.
But like, when do you think we got the first repeat customer?
Oh, probably. We used to get shit on because we used to charge $2 for the pennies here. Do you remember that?
No, I remember that.
Yeah.
Anyways, my thought on that is like I've thought about it a little bit. I told my professor once I want to see our customers' kids become adults, and they bring their kids to our farm. And the reason why that kind of I can remind myself of that is with the wine, is like, imagine that the kid is like 6 years old, and 13 years the kid becomes 19.
Yeah.
How do you get that customer? Like, it sounds bad, but how do you get that kid to become your consumer for the rest of your life? Ever thought about that?
I have never thought about it like per se of how you're thinking about it. But I've thought about it in regards to like customer equity and long-term goals opposed to short-term.
Yeah.
And so just talking about wine.
Yeah.
Or
I don't know if it's relevant, but that thought just came to my brain.
But you can talk. Okay, let's talk about Disneyland.
Yeah.
People remember things because it made them feel a certain way at a specific time when they think back in their life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like people really remember a lot of things.
Yeah.
And Disneyland, like you think about Disneyland, why do people think about Disneyland? It makes you happy.
Yeah.
Or you went there for this time.
Yeah.
Or like when you were younger, the parents said, we're going to Disneyland, everybody was hyped and they took time off school and they went and they came back and they remember that in grade 4 whenever they did that.
Yeah.
Or like for us, we drove there, remember? Or like we flew there, then we stayed at Marriott. We met that one big guy that every day.
Farouk.
Yeah, see, you remember the shit because we went to Disneyland, right? So now we'll always remember that, and like you know, when we grow up, we'll go there and we'll do the same shit too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think if you were to put that into a business perspective, you have to talk about brand.
No, I agree.
Brand is like the main thing.
I just realized that right now.
Right, brand is how. So like, maybe if it's because it's Maan Farms wine, like. Maybe it's about our family and the family perspective, and we focus on how every single variety that we make has a different family journey, and this is what it was, or the wine club, staying connected with your customers and focusing on their experience, or like you know how you do that wine tasting this weekend with the people that went to the blueberry field. They're obviously gonna go tell people like, oh, what did you do this weekend? Oh, I went here.
Yeah.
Like shit. What else, right?
Yeah.
That's literally what they're gonna talk about.
No, that's true.
So it's about being different, focusing on like quality customers, opposed to quantity customers, and hoping that your value perspective or whatever you're offering is so strong that they tell others about it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like I just realized now, the reason why that kid's gonna become an adult and bring their kid. It's not because it's not gonna be about a specific product. It's not gonna be about the wine. It's gonna be about the experience.
Yeah.
That's 100% it.
100%.
Right. So it's
100%.
gonna be based on the experience, and a byproduct that will be like they'll buy your wine.
The total package.
Right.
The total package. Exactly. Yeah. The label draws them in. The price allows them to purchase it. You know, shit like that.
Yeah.
So taste obviously matters, but like you know, when they experienced it, what it's packaged like, who else is drinking it. What kind of influence they see on Instagram, shit like that, right? Yeah. Just think about it. So that's cool. Okay, so you talked about like kind of what you want in regards to your long-term vision.
What do you want as a goal?
Dude, I've been reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. I want to take my money from my liabilities portion and put it into my assets.
I was thinking about it too.
And grow my assets and put. Did you listen to it?
No, not Rich Dad Poor Dad, but I've been thinking about real estate.
Real estate? Well, yeah, that's actually what he talks about. Is real estate is really important.
Yeah.
And taking your money, investing it into assets. And letting assets grow, but then, so that's like a financial goal. So literally, all I'm trying to say is I want to be rich. Right?
Well, you want to control your life.
Yeah,
that's what you want to get money. Right?
That's right. There's power.
Exactly.
The golden rule is, the person with the gold makes the rules.
that's Rich Dad Poor Dad.
That's Rich Dad Poor Dad. Golden rule is the person with the gold makes the rules. That's literally it.
That's good.
So that's literally what I'm trying to get at. But obviously, moving forward down the path of like personal goals and who I want to be, like I want to open up different Maan Farms, right? In different areas, regardless if it's pop-up shops or whatever it is. And I don't know if the name's actually going to be Maan Farms or whatever it is, because that makes you think something. But I want to open up different types of companies which are similar to sharing experiences in farming in different areas of the world. Like there's demand and there's a shortage.
No, it's cool.
Like to give it a really blunt and simple perspective of where you understand, and I guess a lot of the people who will read this will understand this too, is in LA where Kylie Jenner, Travis Scott, all the Kardashians, any type of celebrity that you can think of literally goes to on a consistent basis, or lives, or Joe Rogan, who it is, he lives in Orange County. Yeah. In that area, there's Underwoods, there's Murray Farms, right? And there's like, I don't think we went to, there's literally that's it. No one else. There's like obviously Disneyland and Universal Studios and shit like that. Yeah. I mean, there's small pop-ups here and there. Yeah. But there's nobody that focuses on agriculture like we focus on agriculture. So what I mean by that is agritourism, right? Yeah. Obviously people that go strawberries, but there's nobody that provides like a really in-depth on-farm strawberry experience. That also has to do with people. Okay, one question is why. So you could think about obviously the influence that people see inside their phones. Everybody sees like people getting famous by being Instagram models and the celebrities and all that shit. affected me. And that's where people are focusing their time, and farming is not really sensationalized. So that's one reason why. But that is a benefit in our perspective because we're doing something which is out of the norm. So why would it be different for us to go set up a haunted corn maze, or set up a strawberry farm, or set up a petting zoo or pleuria in LA or in that area, regardless if it's a pop-up shop or like what I mean like is we go there sometime of the year, plant all the pumpkins, plant the corn, and then come back another time of year and we ship all the shipping containers there, because we could literally make the shipping containers, all the shipping containers are ready to go. We literally ship the shipping containers there, have a cornfield, set it up, make sure there's electrical, water, wind, fire, and then make sure that wind, fire, last avatar, electrical, water, and then what else is there? Electrical, water, what are the
Just
utilities?
logistics. Just logistics.
Utilities.
Yeah, just
anyways, plug all those in. Do some sort of marketing, because obviously marketing is would be the most important to let people know that they were there, right? Maybe pay some of the bigger news companies out there to get on their radar and them do a viral article about us, and then pop, and then all of a sudden you make a name out there. That wouldn't be difficult. It's regards planning, but for us to do that, for me to do that, right? Me personally, selfishly, is for me to do that, I have to dedicate time towards it. And for me to dedicate time towards it, I have to have people who are dedicating time towards doing the things that I'm doing right now.
Exactly.
And like Gary Vee always says, if you have people who are doing 80% of your job right now, like you should be freaking happy. You can't expect anybody to do 100% of your job,
I think about that all the time.
So I'm always looking for people to help us do the things that we can't do, right?
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. So that's why when I always think about, okay, man, this person, this ex-employee has doesn't show up on time, or this ex-employee doesn't work well with others, or this ex-employee is only after the money, or this ex-employee is like this. You kind of have to be empathetic towards that person, and then provide that person expectations of what you expect in regards if they get what they want. That's what I kind of understand, because hopefully that employee will be that person that covers that period of your time that you want to get back, and you can focus on other areas. Because how else are you supposed to do it without having the right people in place? Right? That's why I'm always so willing to give people a chance and try. I know there's people who are inside some of the positions that I'm hiring, that I already have hired, that aren't good for the company for the long run. I know there are, but I need them because I don't have a substitute right now.
Yeah.
Right? Or I need them because I try, or they're there because I'm trying them and I'm seeing what happens.
Yeah.
But like I'm fired people in the past. It's not a big deal for us to fire people.
Yeah.
They gotta go.
Yeah.
If it's not good for the company, they gotta go.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
Because I always think that's a touching point for a lot of businesses. How do you hire the right employees, or letting go of trust, or not micromanaging, right?
Yeah.
Because you see this thing grow.
Yeah.
So like to speak for some person perspective, like Jacob, I already had a conversation with Jacob. I'd love for Jacob to grow big enough where he can manage a haunt, and we can go to other haunts, right? Would it be hard for Jacob to manage a haunt?
No.
Right? There's obviously areas of his own personal and business side where he needs to grow, right? And he knows that we talk about those things because we're working on those. That's it.
It's true.
But maybe Jacob's like, yo, shit, I don't want to do this anymore. I gotta go.
That's fine.
That's a part of the business, dude.
That's fine. Yeah.
That's the way it goes. That sucks to say, but that's the way it goes.
That's the way it is. You can't do anything about
that. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So that's my end goal, is to hopefully, do things on my own in regards to the family and do things new.
No, it's cool. I think the biggest hurdle with that is gonna be just opening people's minds to the opportunities. Right? It's like you bring it up, it's like shit, that's impossible. Yeah. But like in your head it's not impossible.
Yeah, but whose mind do I care about? Nobody's.
No, I'm just saying, right? Yeah. Like, okay, I know you've talked to your friend in
Dave?
Dave.
Yeah, what about
you met him in Australia.
Yeah.
And you brought the idea, let's go to California.
Yeah.
And do it. And he was hesitant.
Yeah, because he doesn't know it.
Exactly.
He doesn't know it.
Exactly.
But I know if he knows it, if he goes sees it, he might see a new life. No. But things that also be empathetic towards him. I'm not defending my position.
I know.
I'm just thinking about it.
No,
but like, what if he's like, yo, dude, I'm so happy, because I never seen that happy, that like hype, and like he's with the girl that obviously he wants to be with right now in Australia ever before in my life. Yeah. Obviously, I haven't hung out with him that much. Whenever we hung out for a few hours and we got drunk or whatever. I know him decently, But maybe if he were to go see it, experience it, and like his girlfriend would be a part of it, and the stars line up for him, that might be a possibility.
100%.
But I know is that he has something that is value to me and to him that a lot of people don't have, and he has the knowledge base inside his brain. He has experience.
Yeah.
Right, and he has a willingness to try new things.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
but that's what I'm saying is like, it's not as difficult as you may think. Maybe you don't think it's difficult, but it's not as difficult as other people may think, because like I sell wine, it's a product, right? And it's already been established that you can go to somewhere else and sell the wine there.
Scalable, really easy.
It's scalable, but why isn't this scalable? Like, why is that harder to... Like, if it's the same thing... Right? Why is it so easy for me to jump on a ship and go to Victoria and sell the wine there? Why can't you just, like, think about it that way?
Yeah, but okay, so...
Yeah.
I don't know who it was. I think it was might be the Cuban guy. Was Mike Cuban? Mark Cuban? Mark Cuban, I think he said is that the most rewards are in the businesses which are hard to scale.
Yeah. That's true.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Because obviously it's so easy for people to go and take a coffee cup or wine and sell it somewhere.
It's a barrier to entry.
Yes.
That's exactly
right.
what it is.
It's
exactly a barrier to grow.
Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly right.
So.
Okay, so that's obviously overarching what I want to do, but I think about another thing. I want to have property. I want to live in California.
Why not?
I literally want to live in California. I obviously love atmosphere, and we have a base here, and there's obviously so many relationships and connections that I personally have made and the whole family has made.
Yeah.
But I want to have time to live in California, or a portion of a year to live in California.
I agree with that. Yeah, like when I went to Cape Town by myself, it was so nice. I woke up and did whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing. You know how easy,
travel.
You know how easy it was for me to wake up?
Yeah, it is easy.
It's so easy.
You're hype, yeah.
It's not the same. It's not the same when you're here, or like even when I was in Australia, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know when I'm waking up, it's like I have to compromise with someone else.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Right? Like that feeling is amazing.
For
right?
Sure.
And
hype.
I want to replicate that feeling more often. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But yeah, I understand that you want to live somewhere.
We'll live somewhere warm.
Yeah.
And California has so much agriculture. I already have friends there. It's hype. There's beaches right there.
Yeah.
I like the lifestyle of being fit, going out, doing things. The food in San Diego is unbelievable because Tijuana's right there. So the Mexican culture is really big. The Hispanic culture is really big, right? So such good food there. Really good tattoo artists. I just like the lifestyle out there, you know?
That's good.
Live out there for a portion of the year or you know, when it's cold here or whatever it is. But then you need the ability to have people manage shit here, right? You need the ability to do that.
You just gotta try it.
So I see, like, there's areas, so from perspective, like, Haunted, I've told you, right? Marketing, I see there's a couple of people that maybe there's might be potential long run. But it also has to do with the business is able to handle right now. I can't just go ahead and put a freaking $6,000 salary on the table, like, yo, bet, let's go, right?
Can't.
There's no opportunity right now.
Yeah.
But like that's exactly what we're growing.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a possibility in the future.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, yeah. A thing I thought about a while ago is like we can't our ceiling in terms of the farm here is gonna be capped. Like, you know, like I'm talking about revenue. Like eventually it's gonna be capped.
Yes
right?
and no.
And, like yes and no. What I mean is like I just said this area. Like this physical area is eventually gonna be capped. But in terms of like you're saying, scaling the business somewhere else and selling the wine somewhere else, or like replicating the business somewhere else, that's the easy way to increase that ceiling.
Yeah, but are you thinking about that perspective in which way? On people coming to the farm or doing things at the farm internally?
I'm just thinking numbers based.
Okay, so for perspective of numbers based, I would definitely suggest you separate those two things in experience and internally. Because if you separate it based off of experience based, obviously there's only so many cars you can park in the damn parking lot.
Yeah.
There's obviously so many people that you can have inside here without ruining the quality of experience. Just like the Haunted Corn Maze, there's a reason why there's 2-hour lineup. It's because I can't have more people inside the corn maze because the room is experience for everybody else, right? Because you see other people or they interact with them or the person's drinking in front of them and you just don't want to deal with that shit, right?
Of course.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
However, And then like way would do that. Way would you solve that problem to go down the path is to have a Honda somewhere else. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Or have like another attraction on the farm,
Yeah.
right? But then you need more space for it, right?
Yeah.
But however, when you're talking about internally, for example, for wine, if you're saying that's capped, I think that's a yes and a no answer. So for example, you ferment fruit here, you store the bottles here, you have the tanks here where you store the wine, you do all the shipping from here, all the logistics from here. You can literally store the bottles. You can make bigger batches and store the bottles in a warehouse, and pay rent on that warehouse, maybe $500 a month. But it has to make sense because now you don't have to build a building here, and you have to see what the amortization cost is of the building, and like see what the investment cost would be exactly A to Z. See how long it would take for that to not be a benefit, right?
I understand.
And then all of a sudden you free up an entire building.
No, I know.
Right? So there's possibilities to grow the business locally in Abbotsford, at Maan Farms, to satisfy other places in the world internally. But having people come to the farm, obviously, I feel like
No, that's what I meant.
That's what you meant.
I know, like that wine thing. That's easy.
Yeah, it's
like
easy.
like you can figure that out. Like
That's
there's a blueprint to that already.
Yeah.
Right. When I was saying, like, I thought about that a while ago. It's like, okay, if the winery is not successful, that's a revenue stream that's not going to be coming in.
Yeah.
That's out of the farm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But now it's getting a little more successful. It's actually bringing in revenue, and it's not at the farm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
It's wholesale, and wholesale is someone else's money from a different city. They're bringing that money here, and we're using it for something else.
What do you mean about wholesale? Wholesale strawberries, berries?
No, wholesale wine.
Yeah.
Right? And
No,
even
for
wholesale
sure.
strawberries.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's like that's not Abbotsford's money.
No, it's not.
Right? That's Cortland's money. That's Vancouver's money.
That's
Sherlock's money.
That's right.
And you're using it.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Internally here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if people come here and they buy products here, they buy the experience here.
Yeah.
That's eventually going to be capped.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you'll never get there. Maybe we get there next year. Right? But still, that's a thought that I had like maybe last year or the year before. It's like eventually it's going to get there, but how can you not be capped? There's different ways how you can not, and obviously the scaling, right?
Especially like, obviously from the perspective of the business, you want to hit a medium like a middle price point too, right?
What do you mean?
So like obviously if a product's really free, a lot of people are purchasing it, right? Or taking it.
Yeah.
But if the product costs $50, not that many people can afford it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one way to just literally cut off a portion of your people, right?
Yeah.
But that's might not be the most best thing for the business to do.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not providing the value.
Yeah.
Right?
No, 100%.
There's balance there.
100%.
There's different ways to get around that.
Of course.
I don't know. I would really think that how to focus on to grow the stable areas of the business, which makes sense, like agritourism, how to make it better and cleaner. That's why I'm looking at the petting zoo and how to make it better and nicer and better living area for the animals. Not saying that it's not a good living area right now, but like how to educate the consumers on exactly how the goats are supposed to live, how the pigs are supposed to live, because it's so like I used this word before, sensationalized inside the media, like, oh, pigs are supposed to be taken care of like this and pet like this.
Of course.
And like the sanctuaries take care of the pigs, and they do these things and like that, and it's not a sustainable way for farming to actually happen.
Yeah.
But to actually educate people on how farming actually does happen on a local basis within the farms, and there's dairy farms in Chilliwack, and how they actually farm and why they farm like that and what that means for the cow and their living area. Even though it may not look like the cleanest or the most comfortable perspective from a human, but from an animal, they're having a blast.
100%.
They're living large, right?
100%.
So a lot of these cows or whatever it is, well, I'm really speaking from not much experience, so I don't know if I should go down this path. But they do live a really good life if they're not, going to a slaughterhouse, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. So I don't know, man. I guess people are. It's really hard for people to go to a freaking farm and see a cow or a pig or a goat. But then it's really easy for people to go to McDonald's and order a Big Mac,
Yeah.
It's just that gap between people and what's going on is so difficult. That's why we get slash and pushback. I'm like, yo, how you guys taking care of your goats? How you guys taking care of this shit, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's like, yo, these goats have a epic life.
No, yeah.
Right?
100%. It's just the aspect of educating people
Yeah,
is difficult and it's expensive,
for sure.
right?
No, I don't want to educate too many people.
No, but what I mean by educating people is like they come here and they expect to see the goat to be treated a certain type of way,
Yeah,
but that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like
for
it's,
sure.
that's like education. There's a missing aspect.
Yeah,
of it.
no, definitely.
They've never been on the farm before, right?
Definitely,
They've never
yeah,
experienced it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But like that takes money and it takes time.
Yeah, no,
Right?
signage and thinking
Yeah.
through and actually being part of the business and learning from it yourself
Yeah,
and dealing with the customers, getting their feedback.
yeah,
Yeah, all those things take time.
yeah. Like, customer might come here from Vancouver, expect the pig to have his own bed, shower, and thing, but it comes here and sees a pig in mud and dirt, and think it's gross.
No, but that's how they live, man.
That's exactly,
That's how they live.
exactly, right? And that's stupid. But that's just how the world is.
Like, pigs enjoy being in mud and dirt. Do you know why? It's really common. A lot of people know this, but do you know why they like to be in mud and
Cool.
something else?
They're cool.
Well, why?
It's comforting.
They don't have sweat glands.
What?
Pigs don't have sweat glands.
Really?
Yeah, so they need to cool themselves off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they cool themselves off. We sweat. Like, we're probably sitting here and there's like perspiration and our skin is breathing.
Yeah.
They don't do that. Do you understand? They don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Like dogs, you know, they're panting. It's because they're
No, I
really
understand.
releasing all that.
I understand. Yeah.
That's exactly why. It's
Exactly.
Shit like
See,
that.
like if you tell someone from Vancouver that, they might be like, okay.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's a common fact, but not that many people know about it.
Exactly.
So it's a big thing, right?
No, exactly.
Definitely. Do you want to keep talking or what's the plan here?
I really gotta go to the washroom.
You got, I gotta go too. So I think that's solid. It's first,
good.
decent first podcast here.
Yeah.
I'm sure that we'll probably innovate moving forward and get better at what we're doing and how we're talking, etc. I think there was a little bit of nervousness walking into this room and doing things, but I think it's pretty easy and
Chilling,
pretty
yeah.
relaxed.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, signing off.
Cheers.